Hi. Before we get into all of the facts and commiserations on what Godzilla represents and how he has evolved, I wanted to give you a very personal side to this retrospect of the giant monster. I am a baby boomer. I know I'm older than dirt, but at one time I was a child just like the rest of you. I was born the year that the first Godzilla movie was created in 1953. I lived in a rural area of North Georgia just a few miles from this TV station. I had a standard childhood. School, chores, mowing the yard and feeding the cows, and if we had one, a pig. However, it was a real treat when as I got older I was allowed to go to the movies alone. My earliest memories of the movies were the Saturday double feature. It was usually a monster movie and maybe sometimes a science fiction movie. The movie matinees were almost always G or PG. I would arrive in the morning at 10:45 and Mom would pick me up around 5 or 6 that evening. I saved money all week for this. But I was happy the almost every weekend there was Godzilla or another Toho monster movie. I cared not what the political or moral implications, I was there for the pure entertainment and fun. Sometimes my best friend would come and others it was just me. As I got older I lost some of the magic. Like asking why there was no furniture in all of those buildings that were destroyed, or how he didn't fall into the subways. But still, as I grow older, Godzilla, Mothra, Rodan, and others I won't mention were my escape from the everyday boredom and lack of home entertainment. Remember, we had only 3 TV stations that stopped at 11 p.m. and no internet or cell phone. We even shared a party line on the phone. If you don't know what a party line, ask your grandparents. But I digress into melancholy. I grew up and Godzilla did the same. He changed without changing. I mean, he changed slightly physically, gained new and more powerful powers, and even became nuclear. I don't even count the Matthew Broderick version, as do most of the people who love Godzilla, that it was a travesty. But shortly Godzilla was back on the correct path. The difference from where he was the ultimate destroyer to the finals where he was the protector of Earth and mankind. From a cheesy plastic model to a full CGI hero of the universe. I will always fondly remember the lessons I learned and the raw fun I had watching all of the movies. Pure fantasy and the good guy always won. I like that. And now for the purely factual offering. Ladies and gentlemen, Godzilla, a colossal and iconic creature, represents more than just a fictional monster. First introduced in 1954, Godzilla emerged from the depths of the sea as a symbol of the devastating power of nuclear weapons and the collective fears of a post-war world. This towering behemoth has since become a pop culture icon, starring in numerous films, TV shows, and books. At its core, Godzilla is a representation of nature's uncontrollable might, a force that humankind cannot fully understand or dominate. This creature's sheer size and power remind us of the fragility of our existence in the face of natural forces. Moreover, Godzilla's evolution over time reflects changing societal attitudes towards science, the environment, and global cooperation. Throughout its cinematic journey, Godzilla has taken on different roles, from a destructive force to a guardian of Earth, battling other colossal foes. These narratives often mirror contemporary concerns such as environmental degradation, nuclear proliferation, and the consequences of unchecked technological advancement. Godzilla teaches us lessons about the consequences of our actions and the importance of respecting the balance of nature. The narrative of Godzilla transcends entertainment, reminding us of the delicate equilibrium between human progress and environmental harmony. In essence, Godzilla is more than a monster, it's a symbol of humanity's relationship with the world around us. It serves as a reminder of our capacity to overcome challenges, adapt, and ultimately coexist with the forces of nature. Just as this creature has evolved in meaning and significance over decades, let us also evolve in our understanding of our world and our responsibility to protect and preserve it.
Helpless
The Mummy, directed by Karl Freund and released in 1932, is a significant entry in the Universal Studios' classic horror film repertoire. This movie brought ancient Egyptian mysticism and a sense of eerie romance to the horror genre, presenting audiences with a unique blend of suspense, supernatural intrigue, and tragic love. At its core, The Mummy is a tale of forbidden knowledge and the consequences of meddling with powers beyond human comprehension. The story revolves around Imhotep, a priest who, after being buried alive for attempting to resurrect his lover, is accidentally revived by a group of archaeologists. Imhotep's reawakening after centuries becomes the catalyst for a series of chilling events as he seeks to reunite with his lost love by reincarnating her. Boris Karloff's portrayal of Imhotep is a masterclass in subtlety and atmospheric acting. Beneath layers of makeup, Karloff manages to convey a sense of otherworldly wisdom, simmering rage, and a tragic longing for his beloved Ankh-Sunamun. His measured performance adds a layer of complexity to the character, blurring the lines between the antagonist and a figure driven by overwhelming emotions. The film's strength lies not in explicit horror or graphic violence, but in its ability to evoke a sense of unease through atmosphere and suggestion. Director Karl Freund utilizes lighting and shadows to great effect, creating a mood of eerie suspense that permeates the film. The slow, deliberate pacing allows tension to build, and the movie's reliance on imagination and psychological terror makes it a standout in the horror genre. The Mummy also offers a glimpse into the early 20th century fascination with the supernatural, ancient cultures, and the unknown. It taps into the mystique of Egyptology, a field that had captured public imagination with the discovery of Tutankhamun's tomb in the 1920s. The film capitalizes on this interest, weaving a narrative that merges ancient curses with romantic yearning. Additionally, the film's portrayal of reincarnation adds a layer of philosophical and metaphysical intrigue. Imhotep's quest to reunite with his beloved across lifetimes explores themes of destiny, love's endurance, and the boundaries between life and death. In conclusion, The Mummy remains a hallmark of classic horror cinema. Its emphasis on atmosphere, suggestion, and the exploration of forbidden knowledge sets it apart from other horror films of its time. Boris Karloff's memorable performance as the tragic antagonist adds depth to the character, and the film's lasting influence on the horror genre is evident in its continued recognition and influence on subsequent works.
If you're right about the legend, then this casket may contain the scroll of Thoth, from the Holy of Holies in the temple. And I can hardly wait to get back to find out.
The gods of Egypt still live in these hills, in their ruined temples. The ancient spells are weaker, but some of them are still potent. And I believe that you have in your hut the scroll of Thoth itself, which contains the great spell by which Isis raised Osiris from the dead.
What's the matter, man? For heaven's sakes, what is it?
He went for a little walk. You should have seen his face.
You break your season's camp, Professor Pearson. Your colleagues have returned to London.
Yes. Wemple and I stayed behind to clear up.
Your expedition has not been a success.
Scarcely. Here the season's fine.
Permit me to present you with the most sensational find since that of Tutankhamun.
This is very sporting of you. May I ask why?
We Egyptians are not permitted to dig up our ancient dead. Only foreign museums.
What's this?
Part of the funerary equipment of the Princess Ankh-Sunamun, daughter of Amenhotep the Magnificent.
Yes, it's her name.
I found that not 100 yards from where we are.
You mean you think her tomb is there?
I will show you where to dig.
I'm sure it's very good of you, Mr.
I didn't catch your name.
Ardeth Bay. You will not remember what I show you now, and yet I shall awaken memories of love and crime and death.